How many of you have ever watched the show The X-Files? Did you ever wish that it was all real? Well, today we've got something better than fiction. We're going to talk about 10 creepy cryptid sightings that actually happened, so get ready to be freaked out. Number 10, the Beast of Bray Road. In 1996, the police received a call from someone who had witnessed something bizarre in the small town of Elkhorn, Wisconsin. At first, they thought it was a bear, but this was in the middle of July, and bears should not have been active. This is just one sighting of many for this particular creature. The witnesses said that the beast stood 7 feet tall with long arms and a very distinct odor. And believe it or not, there were over 200 reports of the beast throughout the years, with the first being in 1842. There was even a movie made about the mysterious beast back in 2013. But the mystery remains unsolved. No. 9. The Hook Man. Now, this next story will probably make you afraid to use public restrooms, especially if they're old and abandoned. It started back in 1971 when an African-American hitchhiker was picked up by a man named James D. Cheney. After they had driven for a while, Cheney stopped at a gas station and told the hitchhiker that he needed to go to the bathroom. Instead of waiting outside like most normal people, the hitchhiker decided to go inside the restroom. That's when he heard a noise. He described it as someone dragging themselves along the floor, like metal on metal. He also said that there was blood dripping into a toilet bowl. When he opened the door, he saw the horrifying figure of a man covered in blood dragging himself toward him. He ran away as fast as he could and reported the incident to the police. However, it wasn't until 2 months later that another witness came forward with a similar story. This time, the Hook Man was spotted by 3 different witnesses near the side of a road. They said that he was wearing a tattered raincoat and carrying a large hook. The witnesses chased him down, but he managed to escape into the woods. For years, there were rumors that the Hook Man was the same person as the Beast of Bray Road, but nobody knows for sure. Number 8. The Phantom Auto Parts Collector. A group of teenagers decided to pull a prank on their friends by going to an abandoned house and hiding inside until their friends walked by. You know, the usual hijinks. What they didn't expect was to find a ghost. Not only did they see the ghost, but they were also followed by the ghost. And it's not like a typical ghost that wants to scare you. It was more like an evil spirit that wanted to hurt them. They said that they felt like it was trying to grab them. One of them even ended up with bruises on his legs. And it didn't stop there. Even after the teens left the home, they were still being haunted by the phantom. Some of the teens even claimed to see the ghost in their bedrooms. Apparently, the ghost was the spirit of an old man who used to live in the house and collected auto parts. Since nobody had lived in the home for over 40 years, you can imagine how creepy it must have been. Number 7. Lizard Man. If you've ever been scared of reptiles, then this next story will have you running away screaming. Back in 2011, a biker from South Carolina was riding through the forest when he saw something that he could unbelieve. He said that he saw a humanoid lizard creature standing close to the road. He said that it was 7 feet tall with green scaly skin, huge claws, and yellow eyes. What makes this case so strange is that there have been multiple witnesses that have seen the lizard man over the years. The most recent was in 2019 when a police officer spotted it while on patrol. With so many people claiming to have seen the same thing, we may finally have proof that lizard people are real. Number 6. Loveland Frogman. Ohio has its fair share of cryptids, just like everywhere else. The Loveland Frogman was spotted in 1951 and has been seen many times since. The most recent sighting was in 2020. Witnesses described the frogman as having a body like a frog, face like a human, and webbed hands. It was even photographed once in black and white. Unfortunately, the photo was destroyed in a fire. Since the first sighting, there have been around 15 sightings of the frogman. The most famous one was in 1976, when Mark Waterbury and his girlfriend, along with 2 other couples, were driving down a road. They said that a man jumped out in front of their car and it slammed on the brakes. The man walked off into the trees. The couple chased after him and found a set of tracks that looked like a frog's. They also noticed that the man had webbing between his fingers. Although there are plenty of stories, the frogman has never been caught. No. 5. The Loveland, Ohio Lizard Man. Similar to the Loveland Frogman, we have the Loveland, Ohio Lizard Man. It was spotted swimming across a river by 2 young boys. They said that it was a humanoid reptile with green scales and a pair of horns. After hearing their story, the local newspaper printed it in the paper the next day, and people started coming forward with similar stories of their own. 2 weeks later, a deputy sheriff spotted the creature while on patrol. He said that it was about 6 feet long and green. It was also spotted again in 1988 by a wildlife specialist who said that it was a subspecies of iguana. While the stories may be true, there is no proof to support any of them. For Jersey Devil. The Jersey Devil has been terrifying New Jersey residents for almost 300 years. Legend has it that the devil was summoned by a woman named Mother Leeds during the 18th century. She gave birth to a child that was the spawn of Satan himself. It had hooves, wings, and a thirst for human blood. Since then, there have been hundreds of sightings of the creature. And although nobody has ever captured it, there is supposedly a taxidermy version of it in a museum. Whether this is true or not is unknown. But there's no denying that there have been some scary sightings. In 1909, 4 men claimed to have shot the devil. They said that it was bald with leathery wings and red eyes. Another sighting was in 1978, when a group of teens witnessed a huge winged monster flying above them. It was gray in color and had glowing red eyes. No, 3 Owl Man. One night in 1976, Helen T. Eschbach was looking out her window when she saw something shocking. She lived in the suburbs, so you can imagine her surprise when she saw a man with huge wings. She called the police right away, but when they arrived, they didn't see anything. Over the years, there have been countless sightings of the L-Man in Tennessee, but he's also been spotted in other states, too. Most of these sightings were reported in the 80s and 90s. And although nobody has ever been able to capture him, there's a video believed to be the Owl Man. It was filmed by Robert Hill in 1979. In the grainy footage, we can see a man with huge feathery wings hopping around in a tree. Many say that the video is fake, but nobody has come forward to claim that it's a hoax. Number 2, Goat Man. The Goat Man has been spotted all over Texas and Louisiana, but the sightings date all the way back to the early 1900s. People describe it as a hairy biped animal with cloven feet and horns. It's also known for attacking livestock and dragging them into the woods. There was even a report of it attacking a full-grown cow and dragging it up a tree. Despite all the sightings, the Goat Man has never been caught. Some believe that it's a Bigfoot in disguise, but others say that it's something much more sinister. No, one champ. One of the scariest places in the United States would have to be the swamps of Louisiana. Back in 1818, a French explorer named André M. de Lacaine was traveling down the Mississippi River with 2 others when they spotted something unbelievable. They said that it was like a horse, except it had the head of a camel and the body of a crocodile. They called it the Champ. The Champ is also known as the Horse God. Like other cryptids, the Champ has never been captured, but there have been plenty of sightings of it over the years. There was even a TV special dedicated to finding the Champ in 1976. However, it remains a mystery. Thanks for watching. Which cryptid was your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to check out my other videos. See you next time. Bye!